Hello dear learners, welcome to this SWAYAM NPTEL online course on inclusive education. I am Dr. Umakant Prasad, an assistant professor from Department of Education, Vishwabharati Shantiniketan. This is week 12 and today we are going to discuss lecture number 62, that is role of family and community in inclusive education. During this lecture, we will discuss about the role of family in inclusive education as well as role of community in inclusive education. Family and community play a vital role in the success of inclusive education. Families provide emotional support, encouragement and advocacy for children with special needs. By working closely with teachers and schools, parents help to ensure their child's unique needs are understood and met. At home, they extend learning, build confidence and nurture positive attitudes. The community contributes by creating an accepting environment where diversity is valued. Community members, organizations and local leaders can support schools with resources, awareness programs and inclusive activities. When families and community work together with schools, they build a strong support system that promotes equality, acceptance and opportunities for all learners to thrive. Now, let us discuss the role of family in inclusive education. Imagine a school where every single child, no matter her abilities, challenges or differences, learn together in the same classroom, a place where everyone belongs. This is the goal of inclusive education. However, this goal cannot be achieved by schools alone. True inclusion is a partnership and the family is an equally important partner during the inclusive education. The active involvement of a family is a key factor in a child's success, particularly for children with disabilities. Now, why is the family the most important for inclusive education of the child? Because a family knows a child the better. Families are the original experts of their children. They bring a special kind of knowledge that cannot be found in anywhere. They know their child's entire story, the first word spoken and the best ways to comfort them, what makes them laugh and what makes them anxious. This history helps teachers to understand the whole child, not just the student, what they see for a few hours a day. A child, especially one with communication challenges, might not be able to tell a teacher what they need, but parent can. They understand the meaning behind a certain look, a specific behavior or subtle gesture. The family as supporter and protector. Families are their child's first and strongest advocates. They are the ones who fight to make sure their child gets the support what they need to succeed and to treat it with dignity. Being an advocate means being a voice. It is about speaking up in meetings, asking questions and making sure the school sees their child's potential, not just their challenges or disabilities. Families of children with disabilities are essential agents of change in advancing inclusive education practices. By forming and participating in advocacy networks, they can effectively engage with national and international agencies to shape policy. Their efforts are crucial for both the creation of new accessibility laws and the reform existing ones to better support educational institutions. At a local level, these families can form direct partnership with schools, encouraging administrators and educators to welcome and effectively support all children with disabilities. Furthermore, by collaborating with larger parent organizations, they can launch powerful awareness campaigns such as seminars and community workshops, etc. These initiatives serves to educate the public, challenge societal misconceptions about disability and build widespread support for fundamental right of every child to an inclusive education. The family's role in facilitating inclusion and development. Families are the primary facilitator of the child's inclusion, both in schools and within the broader community. A key family role is to foster social integration by encouraging their child to participate in activities alongside peers without disabilities. These interactions are vital for developing healthy relationships, building mutual understanding and enhancing the child's self-esteem and confidence. As a child's first educators, family members are essential in cultivating independence. This involves patiently teaching daily living skills and basic household tasks, which empowers the child with a sense of capability and self-reliance. Within the home, creating an environment of open communication and support helps to develop a positive attitude and the emotional resilience needed to negative life challenges for the children with disabilities. Furthermore, families can champion their child's unique abilities and interests by connecting them with community program or classes that align with their talents, such as in music, art or sports. They provide crucial opportunities for personal growth, skill development and joy. Building a bridge between home and school. Learning does not stop when the school bell rings. For inclusive education to be truly effective, the support a child feels at school needs to connect to their life at home. Families are ones who build this vital bridge. When families and teachers work together, they can share strategies that help the child to reach their full potential in both environments. This teamwork makes a huge difference. The partnership between home and school is a cornerstone of effective education for children with disabilities. This approach recognizes parents and family members as the child's first and most enduring educators. A strong collaborative relationship is essential for ensuring a child's academic and personal growth. This partnership involves family in key decisions about their child's schooling, including the choice of educational services. A critical component is the family's active participation in the planning, development and review of individualized education program. Regular communication such as attending parent-teacher meeting facilitates ongoing dialogues about the child's progress and the strategies being used as well. Because families possess an unparalleled understanding of their child's unique strengths, interests and needs, their insights are invaluable. They can offer practical suggestions for adapting the curriculum and modifying teaching methods to make learning more accessible. This partnership also extends to the home, where family members can reinforce skill learned in the classroom and provide support with homework. Ultimately, when families are empowered as true partners, it helps foster a more positive attitude in the child towards school, teachers and the entire learning process, creating a strong foundation for success. Now, let us discuss family to family support networks in inclusive education. Families of children with disabilities can sometimes experience isolation due to barriers such as socio-economic challenges, language differences or a lack of access to information. In this context, family to family support networks are an invaluable resource, creating a community of mutual understanding and assistance. Experienced families can play a crucial role by reaching out to others in their community. One of the most effective strategies is establishing local support groups. These groups provide a safe and welcoming space where parents can connect, share their challenges and find solidarity. Within these groups, families with more experience navigating educational and social systems can mentor others. They can share practical knowledge, offer emotional encouragement and empower newer families to become confident to advocate for their child. This peer-to-peer support helps ensure all families, regardless of their background, can access the resources and participate actively in advocacy organizations. Over time, these local groups can connect with larger regional, national or even international networks. By joining forces, they amplify their collective voice and contribute powerfully to the shared goal of building a truly inclusive society. The benefits of family involvement in inclusive education. Active family involvement is a critical driver of success in inclusive education. When families and educators work as a partners, students achieve greater success regardless of the family's socioeconomic status, education level or cultural background. This collaboration creates a circle of support that benefits everyone involved. Key advantages of a strong family involvement include enhanced student achievement. Family engagement is directly linked to the better academic performance and foster a more positive attitude in children towards school and learning process. Increased self-confidence. When children with disabilities see their family actively participating in their education, it boosts their self-esteem and empowers them to use their abilities with greater confidence. A more holistic view of the child. Through open communication, teachers gain deep insights from families about child's specific strengths, learning styles and needs. This allows for more personalized and effective teaching. A stronger educational program. Stronger educational programs. With families as a partner in planning, schools can co-design more effective and truly individualized education programs that are tailored to the child. Improved parent-teacher collaboration. Regular interaction helps parents better understand to the curriculum and the school's goal, while teachers gain a valuable ally in supporting the child's development. A stronger school community links. A strong home school partnership helps to bridge the gap between child's life at school and their life in the community, creating a consistent and supporting environment for growth. Now, what happens when families are involved? When schools truly welcome families as partners, the following things can happen. For the child, they feel understood and supported. They see that the most important people in their lives, that is their families and their teachers, are on the same team. For the family, they feel empowered, not isolated. They gain confidence in their ability to help their child and feel like a valuable part of the school community. They learn new strategies from teachers and teachers learn from them. For school, teachers get the insights what they need to be more effective and creative. The whole school culture becomes warmer, more welcoming and more successful at the helping all students. Now, let us discuss about practical strategies for enhancing family involvement. To build a truly inclusive educational environment, a school must proactively encourage the involvement of all families. This requires moving beyond a simple open door policy to intentionally implementing strategies that build trust, facilitate collaboration and empower parents as essential partners. Effective strategies can be grouped into three key areas, such as establish a welcoming and respectful culture. For example, formalize a welcoming policy. Develop and communicate a clear written policy that affirms families as essential partners. This should be reflected in school culture that is consistently welcoming, respectful of diverse backgrounds and physically and emotionally comfortable for all. Empower families in decision making. Actively include families as equal partners in the educational process, from school-wide planning to the development of their own child's individualized education program. Create clear communication channels. Establish regular and accessible lines of communication. This includes scheduled parent-teacher meetings, open invitations for school visits, and confidential feedback mechanism like a suggestion box to ensure all voices can be heard. Second one is provide direct support and empowerment, that is related to offer training and resources. Organize workshops to support parenting skills and help families to understand the inclusive education system. Provide clear guidance on identifying and accessing valuable local community resources. Facilitate family to family connections. Actively create opportunities for families to network with one another, building a supportive peer community where they can share experiences and knowledge. Address practical barriers. Where possible, identify and reduce barriers that may prevent participation. This could involve offering flexible meeting times, providing information in multiple languages, or connecting families with available financial or transportation support services. The third one is strengthen parent-teacher collaboration, that is related to promote a team approach. Foster an environment where teachers and parents see themselves as a unified team working towards the child's success. Share information openly. Encourage a two-way flow of information where teachers share curriculum goals and classroom progress, and parents share valuable insights about their child's strengths, needs and life outside of the school. Thus, the success of inclusive education does not just happen within the four walls of classroom, but it is deeply connected to the active and constant support of the family. When families are recognized as essential partners and not just a helpers, but as an expert on their own children, the entire education experiences is transformed. By acting as their child's first teacher, a strongest advocate and a true collaborator with the school, families prove the foundation for the success of the children. This powerful partnership helps children to feel confident and understood and empowered. Now, let us discuss about the role of community in inclusive education. The role of community in inclusive education is one of the most important tool for facilitating inclusive education, because it is considered as beyond the classroom walls. Inclusive education is founded on a simple yet powerful idea that every child, regardless of their abilities or disabilities, has the right to learn and grow alongside their peers in their local school. It requires a fundamental shift in how we view education and disability. The child with disability lives not just in a school, but within a family and a community. Therefore, the community must act as an extended family, creating a supportive ecosystem where the child feel valued, safe and empowered. When a community actively participates, it transforms education from When a community actively participates, it transforms education from a service delivered in a building into a shared value that permits every aspect of social life. This involvement is the key to moving a child from simply being present in school to truly belonging to the community. Now, what are the key responsibilities of the community in inclusion? A supportive and welcoming community can make all the difference in the success of inclusive practices, such as fostering a culture of acceptance and belonging. The community's attitude towards diversity and disability plays a significant role in shaping the experiences of the children with disabilities and their families. Community members have a responsibility to challenge stereotypes, promote positive attitudes and create a welcoming environment where every child feel that they belong. Providing resources and support. The community is a rich source of resources that can support inclusive education. Local businesses can offer internship and vocational training opportunities for students with disabilities. Community organizations can provide after school programs and recreational activities that are inclusive of all children. Volunteers can offer their time and skills to support students in the classroom. Advocating for inclusive practices. Community members can be powerful advocates for inclusive education. They can join school boards, participate in parent-teacher associations and speak out in support of policies and practices that promotes inclusion. Celebrating diversity. A truly inclusive community is one that celebrates its diversity. By organizing cultural events, festivals and other activities that brings people from different backgrounds together, the community can help to build a more cohesive and understanding society. Proactive identification, early support. Community volunteers, local health workers like ASHA workers in India and Anganwadi workers at preschool levels can be trained to conduct simple community surveys and organize health camps. They are uniquely positioned to notice developmental delays or disabilities in youth children. For example, an Anganwadi teacher notices that a 3-year-old girl does not respond to her name or other sounds. Instead of labeling the child, she gently speaks with the parents, share information about hearing impairment and connect them with the nearest primary health care for a screening. This early supportive intervention can change the entire trajectory of the child's life. Follow up action. Once a disability is identified, the community's role is to dismantle fear and stigma through awareness programs. These sessions should focus on celebrating the strength and abilities of individuals with disabilities and informing parents about government policies, schemes and financial aid available to them. Building bridges through networking. No single community has all the answers or resources. Networking is the process of creating a wave of support that connects the family to a wider range of help. The community, through its leaders or volunteer groups, should actively build relationships with local government bodies, non-governmental organizations or specialized hospitals and other institutions working in the field of disability. Now, let us discuss about driving community based rehabilitation. Community based rehabilitation is a strategy that brings support services directly to the individual's home and community rather than requiring them to travel to far off institutions. It is a collaborative effort between the individual, their family and the community. Now, let us discuss how it works. Community based rehabilitation relies on community volunteers who receive basic training to provide essential support. Their roles can range from assisting with physiotherapy exercises and teaching daily living skills to helping older individuals find suitable vocational training or employment. Now, let us understand by taking an example. A teenager with a physical disability needs regular exercises to maintain mobility. A trained community volunteer visits their home 3 times a week to guide them through the exercises prescribed by a physiotherapist. This ensures consistency, reduces the family travel burden and integrates the teenager's rehabilitation into their daily life. Mobilizing community resources. Every community, rich or poor, possesses resources that can be harnessed for inclusion. The key is to identify them and use them creatively. The resources such as human resources, the skills, knowledge and compassion of people are the most powerful resource. For example, a retired teacher can volunteer for an hour a day to provide extra academic support to child with a learning disability. A local carpenter can volunteer to build a simple wooden ramp for the school entrance or make an adapted desk. College students can organize inclusive sport meet or art. College students can organize inclusive sports meets or art clubs where children with and without disabilities can play and create together. A shopkeeper can offer a part-time apprenticeship to an older student, teaching them valuable vocational skills. Material and structural resources. These are the physical assets and services within the community. For example, the community hall or a place of worship can be made available for awareness meetings or as a space for after school activities. The public library can be encouraged to stock large print books, audio books and books in simple languages. Public transport drivers and conductors can be sensitized to be more helpful towards passengers with disabilities, for instance by clearly announcing stops. Local businesses can contribute financially to purchase a wheelchair for a student or sponsor a inclusive community event. Now, let us discuss overcoming community barriers to inclusion. While the potential for community involvement is immense, we must also recognize and address the barriers that stand in the way. For example, physical barriers. These are the structural obstacles in the environment. For example, a school with only stairs, inaccessible public toilets, broken pavements that are dangerous for a wheelchair or crutches user, or a lack of safe pathways to school. Attitudinal barriers. These are the most damaging barriers rooted in stigma, fear and misconception and misinformation. For example, the belief that a child with disability is a curse or burden, the fear that they will slow down other students in the class, or pity that leads to overprotection and low expectations. These attitudes prevent individuals with disabilities from being seen as a capable people. Communication barriers. This occurs when information is not provided in a format that people can understand. For example, a public health announcement only available in print is useless for a person with visual impairment. A school meeting conducted without a sign language interpreter exclude parents who are deaf. Policy barriers. This refers to the gap between well-intentional national policies and their implementation on the ground. For example, a government scheme exists to provide free assistive devices, but local officials are unaware of the process, or the application forms are too complex for families to fill out without help. In conclusion, we can say families and communities are the backbone of inclusive education. Families are a child's first teachers, strongest advocates and lifelong supporters. They bring deep knowledge of their child's strengths, needs and aspirations, which helps schools to design better learning plans. By actively participating in individualized education programs, reinforcing learning at home and fostering independence, family build confidence and resilience in their children. Family to family networks further strengthen inclusion by offering mutual support, mentoring and guidance, and ensuring that no parent feel isolated. Communities too play a transformative role. A supportive community challenges negative attitudes, creates awareness and provides resources that make schools more accessible. Through partnership with schools, NGOs and local organizations, communities can promote early identification, vocational training and rehabilitation services. They also provide platforms for children with disabilities to participate in cultural, social and recreational activities, helping them to feel valued and included. Together, family and community partnerships forms a powerful circle of support around the child. This collaboration bridges home, school and society, creating an environment where inclusion is not just a policy, but lived reality. When families and communities stand united with schools, they ensure that every child, regardless of ability, has equal opportunity to learn, grow and thrive. There are some references here. Thank you.